Well, hello to this week's Pin My Diecast build. Well, I'm doing two this week, and they're both going to be for the Diecast modelers community. They're here on YouTube and on Facebook too, if you give them a look up. That's DMC, Diecast Modelers Community. And this month's topic is military vehicles. I've got a couple of ideas. One's, it seems to be, technically not a vehicle, but we'll cover that in the other video. Anyway, this one's the Chieftain, and here's one is in all its glory. I didn't know whether to do this one I'm building in this two-tone military camo, the green and black familiar camo of the 70s. I was tempted. I might get another one to do that on, because I already have one in Desert Sand. That one's a model if you hadn't noticed. I'm guessing it's a Tamiya 135th kit, and I was tempted to have a go at this colour scheme. And this one was worn by the Berlin Brigade, they were known as, with the British Army on the Rhine. And it was one of the early urban camo schemes. There it is, out on the ranges, I'd guess, on exercise. And it looked quite different in that, to be honest. Anyway, the Chieftain is the example I'm starting with. Yeah, the Chieftain was developed because we didn't really have at the time a large battle tank, and it was from lessons learned from World War II and going into the future for combat in the future. The Chieftain was built. It has points. It was a large main battle tank with heavy armour from lessons learned from the Tiger tanks in World War II. Also lessons learned from the Germans' failings meant that they developed it with a two-stroke engine that run on multi-fuel, so if you run out of fuel wherever you were, you could fill it. Petrol, diesel, avgas, whatever, it'd run on it. And further developments as well. They prepared it for future wars, so it was fitted so the tank could be sealed from nuclear, biological and chemical threats. It could be sealed, and all the air into the vehicle was filtered. And here I am. At this point, I'm putting on paint stripper, and it's a good paint stripper, an industrial one, but it didn't work, so it's going into the caustic bath of doom, and that works on the mofo. Ha! Your ass is mine, I said happily. Anyway, here we're doing the wire wheel of doom. And I'm not doing the sound effects this week. I think PJ's got them covered. Yeah, and it was quite a handsome looking tank as far as tanks go, I suppose. It wasn't too shabby. My brother was, I'm not too sure, but my brother did a TV advert for the army, a recruitment advert. He was on TV on the advert regular. And what it was, I can't remember whether it was a Chieftain, they were all sat round having a brew, or whether it was an Abbott self-propelled gun. I get a feeling it was an Abbott self-propelled gun. because he was in the Royal Artillery, so that makes sense. Anyway, I mixed up my own colour from a darkish green and a big percent of yellow to match the dinky colour as much as I could. And here, we're giving the chassis a good scrub. I'm just using hand wash more than anything because it was on my bathroom sink. Just squirt it from the bottle and onto the chassis. Soap, man. No, that's all you want. Toothbrush and soap. And here I am. The wheels actually clip in, so I'm clipping them into the chassis after they've all been cleaned up. I'm guessing this tank was veteran of many a sandpit battle against the Germans and the Russians and whoever their adversaries were. Sometimes the Americans for a bit of fun. And here we put in the tracks on. The replacement tracks from Model Supplies. I think I got up. Quite possibly Model Supplies, or I got them off eBay. I can't remember now whether it were Model Supplies account or whether it was another individual. And at this point, when you put in the tank on, you twist the actual cup holder and it traverses the gun up and down. You can see there it's a screw in. You put the peg on the end of the barrel in and then drop the barrel onto its mount. There, I've put a bit of oil to help the screws in. And not only that, I smear a bit on the bottom of the turret because of the new paint, so the paint doesn't stick to each other. Paint doesn't stick to each other on the two surfaces. Not that it would, I baked it anyway. And here you have a spring washer and a normal washer to screw the turret on. There it's just the normal dinky screws to screw the base back on. It's all simple, screwed together and unclip. It's a nice model to do, really. You'll nearly always have to get a muzzle for it, the end muzzle for a barrel. That's nearly always missing. I don't know how the hell somebody managed it, but the actual coupler was missing off this one. I salvaged it off another tank. I bought a job lot of chieftain tanks and parts. And here I'm putting on they're actually, I were a bit disappointed if I'm honest. I bought them as decals and stickers, and they just printed paper that you have to use PVA to put them on. Slight disappointment. They look good once they're on, but a bit more honesty would have been good from how I got them off, because I've got a few of his stuff. They're bearable with, it's just that I'd have preferred either a decal or a proper sticker. But they've done the job, I suppose. Can't grumble too much. And there we are, I'm just turning it round to do the number plates. And there we go, there's one up. There's the front on. And rays going up. And starting to look good. They just started peeling at the edges because the paper had probably soaked up the glue, So I had to apply a little bit more on. Sort of similar to wallpapering. The paper absorbs the glue in the wall and it peels at the edge. So you end up putting a bit more on and flattening it down to improve it. Anyway, here I bought some black plastic bar and I made my own firing pin handle. I've got a bar of it, so I've got supplies to make others now, because I've got a few military with these firing pins on. And there we are, just twist it onto the, after I drilled out the centre of it, twist it onto the bar and all systems go. Anyway, here's what we started out with. A beat up, battered old down at heel chieftain, veteran of many a 1970s kids sand pit battle, or up over the hills and messing about with your mates. Set up a few soldiers, and 'cause the gun barrel fired, you could knock your mate's soldiers over. We've all done it. Matchstick down the barrel, fire at your buddy's soldiers. Happy days. Anyway, here's where we finished up. A done and dusted chieftain, chieftain of dinky origin, looking good in its new colours, looking very smart for itself. There, I'm at studio lights, that does your head in. Anyway, all I can do now is say thank you very much for watching. If you will, check out DMC, Diecast Modelers Community, on YouTube and on Facebook. A good group if you're into your diecasts. And enjoyable stuff, and if you join the Facebook group, there's minor knowledge to pick brains on. Anyway, bye for now and take care.